Complete English course. Want to learn faster? Check the description below for extra resources. Welcome, viewers and Nexo, to this grammar class about why questions.
Hi, Emma. I am ready to learn.
First, I will show the lesson structure. Theory. We learn the basic rules. Examples. We see clear sentences. Quiz. You choose the correct form. Nexo. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, I am ready.
Now we start with the theory.
Great. I will listen carefully.
Meaning of why. Why asks for a reason. Example. Why are you sad? Example. Why is the cat under the chair? A why question usually starts with why. Example. Why is the window open? Example. Why are the shoes wet? Why with be. With be, put why first, then am, is, or are, then the subject. Example. Why is the door closed? Example. Why are you at home? Example. Why am I late? Use is with one person or one thing, and use are with more than one. Example. Why is the bag heavy? Example. Why are the bags heavy? Why with do and does. For present simple action verbs, use why do or why does before the subject. Example. Why do you run every morning? Example. Why does she drink water? Use does with he, she, and it. Example. Why does he play tennis? Example. Why does it make noise? Use do with I, you, we, and they. Example. Why do they sing at school? Example. Why do we wait here? Answers with because. Answer a why question with because plus a reason. Example. Why is the baby happy? Because she has a toy. Example. Why do you study? Because I have a test. Because can start a short answer. Example. Why is the floor wet? Because it is raining. Example. Why are the children quiet? Why with negative ideas? Why can ask about a negative idea with do not or does not. Example. Why do you not eat breakfast? Example. Why does he not open the box? In speaking, do not often becomes don't, and does not often becomes doesn't. Example. Why don't you close the door? Example. Why doesn't the dog sleep? Good work with the theory. Now examples will make the rules clearer.
I like short examples.
Why is the lamp on? Why are the apples on the floor? Why do you wear a coat? Why does the bird sing? Why is the phone on the table? Why are the students outside? Why do they cook rice? Why does she read at night? Why is the car dirty? Why do we need 2 chairs? Why doesn't the clock work? Why don't the children play outside? Why is the cake small? Because it is for 1 person. Why do you smile? Because the song is nice. Why does the bus stop here? Nice practice with examples. Now it is quiz time.
I am ready for the quiz.
Choose an option. Why is the door open? Choose an option. Why are the boxes empty? Choose an option. Why do you drink milk? Choose an option. Why does he wash the car? Choose an option. Why does the dog bark. Choose an option. Why do? Why do they open the window? Choose an option. Why am? Why am I here? Choose an option. Why don't? Why don't you sit down? Choose an option. Why doesn't? Why doesn't she call her mother? Choose an option. Because. Why is the girl happy? Because she has ice cream. Choose an option. Why are? Why are the plates dirty? Because lunch is finished. Choose an option. Why does? Why does it smell good? Good job. You completed this grammar class.
See you in the next class.